Good morning, everyone. It's always a joy to be here, and I thank you for being here with me. In yesterday's workshop, I shared a story of one of my favorite cartoons. It is of a man standing in front of a shopping center directory map. All the shops are displayed on the map, and in the center there's an arrow pointing to where we expect it to say, "You are here." But it says, "Why are you here?" It's very interesting, to think of that. And I ask myself that. I've gotten in the habit of asking myself that during the day. Why am I here? It's a good question. What am I shopping for? Is it more stuff, or is it something of a higher nature? And nature itself offers us countless references to help us answer the question, essentially, of, what are we seeking? How do we want to be? What do we want to become? It's a source of endless inspiration. Every creature has a message for us in some capacity. And in the lowly caterpillar, we have just the glorious example of it transforming itself into the magnificent butterfly. Nature giving us this vision of a creature that now soars high above the earth. How does that happen? The caterpillar goes within, as it is meant to. It literally puts an end to its previous existence. It shreds the cocoon of its limitations, and it reappears as this winged creature, no longer bound to the earth. The message here for us is unmistakable, that we too can remake ourselves by going within, by doing the work that will break us free of our heaviness, our limitations, our ignorance, and our attraction to delusion, thereby changing us into beings that soar above the mundane matters of this world, as we are meant to do. The caterpillar operates on instinct. It knows in its DNA what it must do. And in a sense, it's programmed by an automatic willpower or willingness and faith to rise from its limitations to a higher experience of life. Willingness and faith are essential to our progress also. It starts with willpower, of course, but we have to be willing to express that willpower and become the faithful. But this does not come instinctively to us like it does to the caterpillar, or automatically. We have to acquire and exercise the extraordinary powers that are necessary to enable this to occur. Now, everyone knows what it means to be willing. Yes, I'm willing, or no, I'm not. There's not a lot of nuance there or mystery, but faith is not so easily understood. Is it more than belief? according to our masters, yes, there is a clear distinction between belief and faith. Faith is born of experience, whereas belief is born of desire to believe, or of a particular opinion that we hold. I can believe that global warming is a myth. I can believe that if my candidate is elected, justice will be served. I can even believe that the earth is flat. But my experience of those beliefs is not likely to resonate with reality. Good things begin with someone believing in their potential value. But this is a tricky planet. God has designed it so that every positive external force is opposed by another. And in that opposition, we have duality. A coin has two sides. It can't have only one. A pendulum swings to and fro, and like it or not, fro gets equal time. Someone harnesses the atom and turns it into useful energy, and then someone else turns it into a bomb. Two opposing sides of the same capability. So what are we up against here? It's the perception that Western society wants to sell us, which is that it has all of the goodies and the means to make us happy. And at least at first, it's very persuasive. We rush to compete and to consume, to acquire and exercise power. But society's agenda does not serve our quest for inner peace. And anyone hoping for lasting joy, as well as that inner peace, is simply not going to find it in what society wants for us. We're going to be disappointed, and sometimes it gets much worse than just disappointment. So we're back to what do we believe? The singer Dean Martin was once asked, "What do you believe?" And he thought for a moment, and he said, "I believe I'll have another drink." It's a funny line, but hardly a conviction on which to build a purposeful and useful life. Sadly, we see that most people are unwilling to reach for other than just a temporary fix to the problems that cause them to suffer. Looking outside ourselves for answers. We are blinded by the emptiness that we continue to attract. Delusion is very, very powerful because it convinces us that it's not delusion. Belief becomes faith when it consistently gives us the experience of what we believed it would. I have faith in gravity. For as long as I can remember, it has kept me from flying off into space. So far, so good. I believe that, nonetheless, God could choose at any moment to suspend that, and I would go flying off into space. But thankfully, my faith says, based on experience, that in all probability I'm going to get through this day without that happening, and that I will remain in fundamental contact with the earth. if he ever does suspend that, I'd have to rethink my faith, but I'd probably be off somewhere else and it wouldn't make much difference. Faith of a spiritual nature is the power to draw to ourselves, to know from experience the truth of who we are. Divine, immortal beings, eternally that. As it says in our Festival of Light, after many, experiences of the darkness, we begin to ask, who are we in reality? For what end were we made? We begin to seek the answers and the guidance that will lead us to faith in God and in our eventual redemption from all of those limitations that we draw to ourselves. But meanwhile, thanks to our social conditioning, we have a lot of hoops and hurdles to put behind us. Our stubborn habits, our worldly ambitions and material desires, our moods, and our attachments. It's a lot of work. And neglecting to make the effort guarantees another return to the wheel of reincarnation without having made much progress, if any at all. It's humorously suggested when that a newborn comes into this world and draws its first breath and cries, it's because it suddenly realizes, oh no, I'm back here again. I don't have to tell you that these 5 masters have come to us with all the tools, teachings, and techniques we need to gain enlightenment and our liberation from those limitations. Our task is simply to put them into practice. And that's not easy because we have all that conditioning to overcome. But it's simple nonetheless. Self-study, self-control, sadhana, the practice of our meditation, service to others, satsang with like-minded souls. And to find in making these commitments an experience of joy that no worldly pursuit can ever provide. I often think back to 9 years ago when my wife Tushti was in the last weeks of her life, and the lessons that I learned in watching her willingness and faith lead the way through those very difficult days. She understood, as we often repeat, what comes of itself, let it come, and do the very best we can with whatever that is. Because when whatever comes to you, it is not by accident. It is meant for you, however difficult it may be, as an opportunity to grow spiritually, to put limitations and karma behind you, and to do so with no regrets, no complaints, just willingness and faith. Why are we here, as that cartoon asked? It's to offer ourselves in service and devotion to God and to each other for as long as we can and in whatever way that we are asked to. Willingness and faith are 2 of life's essentials if we aim for the summit of our soul's liberation, and that's what we're here to do. The masters urge us to see and meet every challenge as a chance to make spiritual progress. And the more we do that, the more peaceful we become, the more joy we experience. And what could be more encouraging than this quote we have from Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita? Are you having a hard time? He says, despair not. Even if you are unable to keep your mind on God steadfastly, he says, toil in work pleasing to me. For he that laboreth right for love of me shall finally attain. And then Krishna follows that with the ultimate assurance that even if you fail in laboring to do right, you can lovingly bring him your failure, not in humiliation, but rather as a gesture that no matter the outcome, you are God's child, willing to carry on in his name, no matter the hardship or difficulty. That in and of itself is the epitome of success. It is love undiminished by outward condition or circumstance. Is Krishna saying it's okay to flounder around? Oh no. He's saying, I'm there for you. You be there for me. And when we are there for him, we get past that anguishing monotony, as Master said, of just constantly repeating the same mistakes and experiencing the suffering that comes as a result. Just seeking temporary pleasure is not going to get us where we want to go. Life goes on, and so do we. Doesn't matter if the world is a mess. It's doing a pretty good job of that right now. Should that be our primary concern? No. What's going on in your world? That's the only question that we need to address. In the best and worst of times, we, like that butterfly, can break out of our cocoon of old habits and attachments, and we can soar in God. So, let's do it. And I was going to read from Whispers, and I forgot to bring it up here with me. Thank you. Appropriately, this is number 34. Make me thy butterfly of eternity. I have burnt my past, destroying every seed of evil destiny. I am the eternal now, having torn to shreds my enclosing cocoon of ignorance with the sharp knife of free will. Now I am thy soaring butterfly of eternity, flitting freely through immeasurable skies of time. The beauty of my wings I spread out through nature everywhere to entertain all beings. My wings are sprinkled with suns and stardust. Lo, I am beautiful. May every silken thread that shrouded my past folly be severed forever. See, they trail now behind me, only adding to my beauty as I wing my way to my own self in thee. Om, peace. Amen. Thank you.